Hi everybody, I'm Victoria Weather Meteorologist Ryan Henning with a look at the forecast for New Orleans, Louisiana, or however your local dialect allows you to pronounce the city's name. Here's a look at the city skyline and the famous Superdome in the foreground with downtown New Orleans in the background. Obviously there's a lot of different imagery of the city that would have been quite suitable from the French Quarter and all all those famous imageries of old um, old houses and plantation homes from the south. It's a beautiful town. I wish I could visit. I've never been. Maybe someday. Um, anyway, that's the city that we're going to forecast for. It's got a reputation for being hot and steamy, especially this time of year. And also, of course, meteorologists everywhere remember the city of New Orleans and the area around it for the devastating impacts of Hurricane Katrina. There isn't anything tropical on the way now, but there is a little bit of nasty weather that that could be making an appearance later this week. So let's get to the forecast. Let's first take a look at the current conditions. A little breezy. MSY is the airport in New Orleans. It's the international airport. 18 knot winds from the southwest. That's about 20-25 miles an hour. That's pretty brisk for this time of year. It's probably quite a bit of relief for residents since it's 94 degrees with a dew point of 77, wedged just south of Lake Pontchartrain as it is, and just north of the bayous and the Gulf of Mexico, where it's not much cooler. So it's a little bit sticky, but also pretty breezy. We can look at the regional radar imagery and kind of figure why it's so breezy. All these scattered showers and storms from Kentucky to the Carolinas down towards Florida, especially these massive thunderstorms moving towards Appalachia Bay. This is all part of an area of low pressure that's sinking to the southeast, and there is a bit of a cold front that's actually dug well to the south of where you would expect it. You can kind of see the faintest whisper of it here in southern Mississippi, from about Mobile towards Laurel in southern Mississippi, and then on towards Arkansas. So this is actually a bit of the flow that we were noting, looking at New Orleans is actually flow leading into this boundary. And you can kind of make it out. There's Hattiesburg, Macomb, but the wind flow is a little bit different all the way through here. Excuse me for that. Temperatures are in the low 80s, low 90s rather than the mid and upper 90s in southern Alabama beyond that weak front. So that's something to definitely take into account as we look at our forecast here. So we can take a look at the current model analysis. You can see that area of low pressure. It's kind of in the Tri-Cities area of eastern Tennessee. As it sinks south, there's quite a bit more convection towards North Florida, as we already saw on the radar, and we can see that the upper level modeling it kind of bears this out. There's a sharp cutoff trough in the eastern portion of the United States, and it's only going to continue to linger until it can be ushered out by maybe a stronger jet moving in. And this is already 102 hours out, so it's not anytime soon, is the point I should be making. So the surface area low pressure is going to continue to sink south, and we'll be able to see this tailing cold front light up a little bit, continue back to the west through New Orleans. I'm still struggling with how I want to pronounce that city's name. So showers, thunderstorms parked right across southeastern Louisiana, and you can see it's a little bit more robust. This is tomorrow evening, and those cold frontal thunderstorms, especially when they feast off dew points in the upper 70s, they do have the potential to actually be strong to severe, which is a very unusual occurrence this time of year in southern Louisiana, especially since it's not related to a tropical feature. Quite the contrary, actually. It's actually cool high pressure that's sinking south into the area, which might actually make the end of the week a little bit more tolerable. So showers and thunderstorms early in the week. This is going to take us through the end of the day, Tuesday, 54 hours. So it looks like the um, the bulk of the convection is going to be tomorrow afternoon. Could be a little bit as Monday turns to Tuesday, but it looks like most of the day Tuesday should be in good shape for New Orleans with cooler air on its way. I just wanted to show the long range outlook. Obviously, this won't play into our forecast for the next 2 days, but a big batch of below normal temperatures over the center of the country. So that trough in the upper levels in the eastern part of the country is really going to have an impact on the weather for the entire week, really, probably through the rest of the month. For the eastern 2/3 of the country, including New Orleans, it's going to be a little bit more tolerable than it has been the last couple of weeks down in the Big Easy. Unfortunately, Iowa State's had some server issues, so I'm not able to show you the meteograms that I usually like to share with you at the end of the forecast. But I can tell you we're expecting more near normal temperatures. Even though we do have a little bit cooler air moving into the region, we're still sitting right on top of the Gulf of Mexico, and it's only about 2 inches of dirt on top of the bayous in in New Orleans. So it's going to be still pretty steamy. It's still pretty warm. And if anything, the lack of thunderstorms is still going to allow the temperatures to climb up into the mid to upper 90s. But you might actually get a little bit of a north wind, maybe off of Lake Pontchartrain instead of the Gulf, especially on Tuesday. Scattered showers, thunderstorms could be severe. Keep an eye out for that in New Orleans. And then a lot cleaner for your Tuesday. So that's going to do it. Thank you for watching this video. I'm Victoria Weather Meteorologist Brian Hennig.